he was a genius, a man ahead of his time. Nikola Tesla, the forgotten architect of the modern world. While others chased fortune and fame, Tesla chased pure innovation. He lit up cities, electrified dreams, and changed the world forever. But in the end, he died alone, in a small, silent hotel room, unrecognized and nearly erased from history. Today, Facts 360 TV brings you the untold story of brilliance, betrayal, and a legacy the world almost lost. This is Nikola Tesla, the childhood of an extraordinary scientist. On a stormy summer night in 1856, in a small village in what was then Old Gratia, a baby let out its first cry amid roaring thunder. Upon his birth, the midwife exclaimed, "This child is born of the storm." But the mother quickly responded, "No, he will be a child of light." These seemingly playful comments turned out to reflect Tesla's destiny to an uncanny degree. From an early age, Tesla showed signs of exceptional intelligence. In his autobiography, My Inventions, The Strange Life of Nikola Tesla, he recounted a fond childhood memory. As a child playing with friends, a strange man gave money to everyone, except Tesla. His reason? "I can't give any to you. You're too smart." Though odd, the story shows that even at a young age, people could sense Tesla's natural brilliance. He was indeed a gifted little prodigy. Regarding his family, Tesla was one of 5 children. His father was a strict priest, while his mother was a woman with sharp intellect and remarkable creativity. She could craft household tools by hand and memorize hundreds of poems. Tesla firmly believed his photographic memory and inventive mind were inherited from his mother. When he started school, Tesla often made his teachers suspicious of cheating because he could solve complex calculus problems in his head, problems others needed to write out and spent hours solving. For Tesla, solving math wasn't stressful. It was natural thanks to his intense focus and vivid step-by-step memory. As he grew older, Tesla dreamed of becoming an engineer, but his father strongly objected, wishing instead for him to become a priest. Everything changed when Tesla contracted a severe case of cholera and faced death multiple times. The family had already lost their eldest son in an accident, so when Tesla was near death, they were overcome with fear. At that critical moment, seeing his beloved son so weak, his strict father finally gave in. Witnessing his child struggle between life and death, he promised Tesla that if he survived, he could study engineering. It was a way to give his son hope and a future to cling to. Strangely, and very fortunately, Tesla recovered. That promise from his father became the first turning point in his journey to becoming one of history's greatest inventors. The youth of a genius. In 1875, Nikola Tesla enrolled at Macquarie Grass University. During his first year, he was a top student, never missed a class, achieved the highest marks, and was called a star student by the dean. Every day, he studied intensely from 3 a.m. to 11 p.m. His rigorous schedule led professors to write to his father, warning that Tesla might die from overwork if he didn't slow down. Beyond engineering, Tesla also studied literature, languages, and botany. His talents were especially praised for his linguistic skills. He could communicate in 8 languages. He also recited poetry and debated with the brightest minds. These qualities made him highly sought after by many. However, starting in his second year, things began to change. Tesla clashed with a professor, lost his scholarship, and drifted into gambling. In his third year, he gambled away all his tuition money, but then he kept playing and won it back. In fact, his winnings were enough to pay off his family's debts. He believed he could still get things back under control, but the long break from academics had taken its toll. Tesla dropped out of school, cut off contact with his family, and began a life of wandering. After leaving the university in Graz at the end of 1878, Tesla moved to Maribor, now part of Slovenia, where he worked at a technical firm as an engineering draftsman. During this time, he continued to spend his time playing cards and chess, which led to his expulsion from Maribor in March 1879, due to a lack of legal residency papers. He returned to Gospic, and just a month later, on April 17, 1879, his father passed away. After his father's death, Tesla stayed in Gospic and temporarily took up a teaching job at his old high school, the very place he once studied. From nothing to greatness in America. In June 1884, Nikola Tesla arrived in New York City with only 4 cents in his pocket, a letter of recommendation, a few poems, and what little luggage he had left after a perilous transatlantic journey. During the voyage, he was robbed, lost his ticket, and nearly lost his life in a chaotic incident. In a vast and unfamiliar America, Tesla was starting from zero. No money, no contacts, only his intellect and belief in the future. The letter he carried was from Charles Batchelor, an Anglo-American engineer and manager who was closely associated with Thomas Edison. At the time, Edison was a household name, a renowned inventor and the most famous in the world. In Batchelor's letter of recommendation, there was only one line: "I know of only 2 great men. One is you, and the other is the bearer of this letter." Tesla brought the letter to Edison and was hired immediately to work at Edison Machine Works. There, Tesla was assigned a standard engineering job, but he quickly impressed everyone with his extraordinary abilities. Edison wasn't just a brilliant inventor. He was also a pragmatic businessman with a sharp eye for talent. After just a short time, he recognized Tesla's rare genius. So Edison made an incredible offer. If Tesla could improve the entire electrical generator system, he would be rewarded with $50,000, a fortune at the time. Tesla, still a young and idealistic man, put his trust in Edison, a skilled inventor and notoriously frugal businessman. Without hesitation, he poured his heart and energy into the project. But when the project was completed successfully and Tesla asked for his reward, Edison simply laughed and said, "Tesla, you clearly don't understand the American sense of humor." In the end, instead of a fair bonus, Tesla was given a raise from $10 to $18 per week. It was a bitter disappointment. Feeling betrayed, Tesla decided to resign. Though deeply disheartened, Tesla left with burning conviction that alternating current, AC, would be the future of humanity. After leaving Edison Machine Works, Tesla had the good fortune of meeting a kind businessman, George Westinghouse. Westinghouse recognized the potential of AC current and decided to purchase Tesla's patents, giving him the opportunity to continue his research and development. As alternating current, AC, began being applied in real life, it triggered a fierce battle in Europe between 2 power systems, the direct current, DC, championed by Edison, and the AC system developed by Tesla and Westinghouse. Driven by ambition to dominate the electricity industry, Edison used his influence to discredit Tesla's electrical system. He staged shocking demonstrations, electrocuting dogs, cats, even elephants, to portray AC current as highly dangerous. Not stopping there, Edison lobbied the government to use AC in executions, a cruel tactic aimed at instilling public fear and undermining Tesla's reputation. Despite these ruthless strategies, Edison ultimately failed in his ambitions. Meanwhile, Tesla and Westinghouse remained firm in their belief in the power and potential of AC current. They continued to improve the technology, steadily integrating AC into daily life. The turning point came in 1893, when Westinghouse won the bid to supply electricity for the World's Fair in Chicago. The AC system lit up the entire exposition, proving its superior efficiency to millions. Not long after, they made history with the hydroelectric power plant at Niagara Falls, the first large-scale energy project to transmit AEC over long distances. With its long-range capacity, high efficiency, and low cost, AC current became the global standard. Tesla and Westinghouse emerged victorious in the war of currents. In the end, though never publicly stated, even Edison was forced to silently acknowledge Tesla's genius. In 1915, unconfirmed rumors spread that both Edison and Tesla were nominated for the Nobel Prize in Physics for their work on electricity. However, in the end, neither of them received the award. The reason it's believed is that Tesla didn't want to share the prize with anyone, especially not with Edison, with whom he had many conflicts and fierce competition throughout his career. Although there is no official evidence confirming the story, this Nobel Prize rumor from 1915 reflects in part the tension and complex emotions between the two geniuses, especially Tesla, who not only fought for science, but also for recognition and personal value. Today, the alternating current invented by Tesla forms the foundation of the global modern electrical system. Thanks to its efficiency in transmission, AC power greatly benefits human life, daily activities, and labor across the world. AC current is also vital in developing smart grids, electric vehicles, and renewable energy solutions, helping build a sustainable and advanced future. The electricity we use today at home, for cooking, watching, he quickly became a symbol of superior intellect with timeless inventions. Tesla held over 300 patents. Beyond his famed AC system, he invented the induction motor, Tesla coil, radio waves, and remote control. These inventions helped shape the world and revolutionized communication, medicine, industry, and everyday life. However, not all of Tesla's ideas were welcomed or had the chance to be realized. Some of his concepts, like the death ray that could destroy aircraft from afar, remain controversial and unproven to this day. Even during the height of his career, Tesla began pursuing a grand vision, a global wireless energy system. He believed that energy could be transmitted through the air without the need for wires. He boldly predicted the future of technology: Wi-Fi, radio, smartphones, satellites. Predictions that frightened people in his era, who labeled them insane. But Tesla didn't care what the public thought. To realize his dream, he began constructing the Wardenclyffe Tower, a massive structure on Long Island's coast, aiming to make it the world's energy transmission hub. However, the project opened the door to another great struggle. As costs spiraled out of control, investors, including the powerful banker J.P. Morgan, the wealthiest financier in late 19th century America, began to pull out. They couldn't keep funding a project with no clear commercial purpose, as Tesla wanted to provide free electricity for all mankind. Misfortunes followed. Around that time, Tesla's lab suffered a serious explosion, causing significant damage. In the end, no more funding came. Wardenclyffe was abandoned. Westinghouse also suffered financial losses. Tesla fell into a financial crisis, forced to sell many of his most valuable patents. Personally, after enduring multiple breakdowns, Tesla's mind began drifting away from reality. While many other scientists became successful entrepreneurs, Tesla continued chasing ideas beyond his era's understanding or acceptance. His statements and research became increasingly eccentric, leading to misunderstandings and isolation from the scientific community. In his final years, after the Wardenclyffe project failed, Tesla was no longer a celebrated name. He lived quietly in cheap New York hotels, relying on modest royalties from old patents and support from a few friends who still remembered him. He continued researching energy, radio waves, even weapons he believed could end all wars. But most remained only ideas. Lacking funding, he couldn't complete any new inventions. The more unusual his ideas became, the lonelier he grew. Tesla never married, devoting all his time and mind to science. His circle of friends gradually faded, and he slowly withdrew from the vibrant world. Tesla began to avoid contact with others. Suffering from obsessive-compulsive disorder, he also spent a lot of time talking to pigeons. He once said he loved one particular bird as deeply as he would a human. Perhaps it was the loneliness of his soul, seeking refuge only in himself. The things he thought, the things he spoke of, were beyond what anyone else in the world could truly understand. Despite the reclusive lifestyle, when Tesla did take part in social activities, he revealed other fascinating sides to his personality. He could be energetic, romantic, yet remained humble and sincere. Many admired and deeply respected him. 1535, the writer, 1538, Robert Underwood Johnson, once described, 1540, Tesla as a man full of gentleness. 1543, sincerity, humility, refinement. 1545, generosity and strength. His secretary, Dorothy Skerritt, wrote that Tesla's cheerful smile and noble demeanor always reflected the true qualities of a gentleman, deeply rooted in his soul. Tesla's close friend, Julian Hawthorne, remarked, "It is rare to find a scientist or engineer who is also a poet, a lover of music, a linguist, and a connoisseur of food and drink." Mark J. Cypher, author of the book Wizard, The Life and Times of Nikola Tesla, wrote, "Many of the high-tech conveniences we take for granted, like mobile phones and television, would not exist without Tesla." Conclusion. Tesla died in 1943 in a small room, nearly alone. He left behind over 300 patents and countless notebooks and ideas, many of which were forgotten or seized by the government. After his death, the FBI sealed all of his research materials, fearing that some of his so-called crazy ideas might relate to nuclear weapons. It wasn't until the latter half of the 20th century that people began to look back. They realized that Tesla was not just a brilliant engineer, but a visionary who was a century ahead of his time. His name now graces the unit of magnetic field strength and the famous electric car company founded by Elon Musk. He remains a boundless source of inspiration for countless modern inventions. Tesla may have lived and died in solitude, but the legacy he left behind has never faded. It took the world a long time to recognize the visionary mind he had. Without a passionate Nikola Tesla, filled with countless bold and crazy ideas, we might not have radar, Wi-Fi, or today's wireless power networks. Though belated, it is never too late to acknowledge the monumental contributions Nikola Tesla has given to human history. That legacy deserves to be honored forever. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and share to support us. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any of the videos we'll be releasing in the future. Thanks for watching. This is Fact 360 TV, and I'm Eddie. Goodbye.